what dhikr does to allow a person to not be paralyzed and not be suffocated is tremendous. And by the way, you will not understand this unless you've experienced it. You will not understand the hal of Ahl al-Dhikr until you become one of them. The station of the people of remembrance until you immerse yourself in remembrance and become one of them. That's the only way you're going to understand the way that it truly allows you to navigate the madness of this world. Otherwise, you're a person looking in from outside and you can't understand the experience. It's like you don't know the temperature of a place unless you're inside of it. But you could tell that it must be cool if the people are not sweating. And so you don't understand the place of Ahl al-Dhikr, the place of the people of remembrance. May Allah make all of us amongst them. Allahumma ameen. You were in the last 10 nights and you were in the masjid remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The temperature, how did it feel? How did your heart feel when you were in that state of dhikr? That's not something that's reserved for Ramadan. That's something we reserve for Ramadan. So how do we overcome this sense of paralysis and how do we overcome this sense of suffocation in the midst of the stress? Number one, al-dhikr wa du'a. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الهم والحزن وأعوذ بك من العجز والكسل. SubhanAllah, look at the connection between these things. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you from al-ham, anxiety about what is to come, wal-hazan, grief over what has passed, wal-ajzi, to be paralyzed into inaction, wal-kasal, to be lazy, to be struck by laziness. Ham and hazan, if a person dwells too much in anxiety and grief, then they're unable to have the opposite of al-ajz wal-kasal, incapacity and laziness. So you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and ask Allah azza wa jalla to unlock those things for you. The next thing we learn from our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is that where there is confusion, there is always a certain course of action. Da' ma yuribuk ila ma la yuribuk. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, leave that which causes you doubt and immerse yourself in that which causes you no doubt. Meaning when there's something that's confusing to you, because fitna can become very confusing, and you don't know, you're unable to sort things out properly, you're unable to figure out the best course of action, then exert yourself in a place where you know that your course of action will be blessed. But don't stop exerting yourself. Badiru bil a'mal as-salihah. The Prophet ﷺ says, as fitna comes towards you, rush to do good deeds. Rush to do good deeds. And we also learn from our beloved Messenger ﷺ the importance of setting achievable goals in the midst of it all. We're a goal-oriented creation. As human beings, when we don't feel like we are useful, then we find ourselves falling into that sense of worthlessness. And the only way that you can consistently renew your sense of self-worth is to keep on setting goals for yourself, achievable goals, and keep on taking that next step towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you take one step towards Allah azza wa jal, He comes to you much quicker. And that feeling, just like a dhikr, becomes a lot closer to you and opens up doors for you. So set achievable goals for yourself.